There we go, Northern Soul anthem, Lost Summer Love. Lorraine, thank you for coming on to Radio Newark.
You're welcome. Lovely to chat to you.
Yeah, so tell me about Lorraine Silver's career. I mean, it started in rather an unusual way, didn't it?
Oh, it did. Gosh, going way back, 1964. I was 13 years old, and you can all work out the maths.
13.
I decided in my school holidays to go up to Oxford Street, London. My parents knew nothing about it. In the school holidays, and in those days there were these do-it-yourself recording booths in stations, and this particular one was in a Woolworths. And I put my 2 shillings in, sang my heart out. I sang Brang Highlands, Sealed with a Kiss.
Oh, lovely.
Produced this acetate. And I'd obviously done my research, and the nearest recording studios in those days from Oxford Street was Pi Records up in Marble Arch.
Okay.
And I was with a school friend, and I just walked around there with this acetate record, went up to the reception desk and asked if someone would listen to it and give their opinion. Left my address, just like that.
Yeah.
You know. And it was about 6 weeks later. I mean, in those days it was all letters, obviously.
Yes, of course.
A letter came, through the door. They were really interested. They were very impressed what they heard. Would I come up for an audition? I mean, oh my goodness. Childhood dream.
Yeah,
13 years old. My parents, they hadn't known anything about it. So my dad went up with me, and I did an audition, actually at the studios, for Tony Hatch's sort of assistant at the time, Tony Reeves.
Right.
And got signed up there and then. I mean, they were really impressed. I didn't sound like a 13-year-old. I was probably sort of quite mature for my age.
Yeah.
And I was offered a 2-year recording contract. I was
Fantastic.
sent away, I was sent away to learn the Marvelettes' I'll Keep Holding On. So I had there with my Dansette record player, learning this song for about 6 weeks, and I think I knew it backwards. And then I got a call saying, nope, they changed their minds. They'd found this other song for me, and it was by an American singer called Shelley Fabres,
All right.
who was an actress as well. She'd done quite a bit with Elvis. And it was called Lost Summer Love, and I learned that. So, and it was a totally different sort of song, and her version, if anybody out there has ever heard it, is very twee American 60s.
Yeah.
Of course, when I did it, they'd really put the big sound of the 60s on it. It was a completely different version. So I did that one, and the B-side to that one was a cute little song, I Know You'll Be There.
Right.
And I also did at the recording session for Happy Faces, which was written for me by Johnny Harris, who at the time was responsible for all the Petula Clark hits. So he arranged that one. And the B-side to that was the Supremes' Love Lights Started Shining Through His Eyes.
Lovely. Well, we started with Lost Summer Love, so let's flip it over. Play the other side. This is I Know You'll Be There.
in those days, it was all live musicians. I mean, it was amazing. And actually, on bass guitar on all those tracks was Klaus Voormann, who was associated with the Beatles.
See.
Yeah, do you remember Klaus Voormann?
No, afraid not.
Oh, well, he actually designed the Revolver cover.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he had a lot to do with the Beatles when they were in Hamburg, so, yeah.
Great. So, I mean, as a 13-year-old girl then, that must have taken your breath away. It must have been...
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, to be in a studio with live musicians at 13 years old, I mean, I was very lucky. They gave me time off school and everything. I was quite the heroine at the school when they actually produced these records. But it was, it was a dream. I know today the kids say, it was my dream and everything, but I think in those days it really was. And they expected great things to happen, with Lost Summer Love. I was appointed a manager. At the time, this particular manager had a #1 hit with the Overlanders,
right,
with their version of Michelle, the Beatles song. Got to #1. I mean, I'd had all the publicity, the whole bit. I was promised Ready, Steady, Go. But they had a #1 hit. And, of course, I was
edged
dropped
out.
And only 500 copies was ever pressed up of Lost Summer Love. Hence, nowadays, it's very rare.
It is, yeah. It's very expensive if you can get hold of a copy.
I know. It goes, I think, a few weeks ago, $600 in America.
Well, mind you, I mean, Happy Faces, that's very collectible as well.
It is, and I love that song. I mean, out of all of them, I think, I love singing that live. I think it's a great song. I really do. And that's also collectible, obviously.
Well, yeah, nice track. Shall we have a listen to that? From 1966 then, this is your These Happy Faces.
Faces.
From 1966 then, there is Lorraine Silver with her cover of the Supremes, When the Love Light Starts Shining Through His Eyes, the flip side to the Happy People. So, I mean, but it's rather unusual way to start music by cutting your own song and taking it into the record studio, especially for someone as young as you.
Yeah.
But there were other young stars as well, weren't there? I mean, did you meet people like Lulu? She was on the circuit about the same time.
I did.
Helen
Strangely
Shapiro?
enough, yeah. No, I never met Helen. I have met her since, but at the time, yeah, Lulu, yes, she's a couple of years older than me. We were doing Ready Steady Radio. Now, Keith Fordyce was introducing it. It was for Radio Luxembourg, and we were doing it from the Marquee Club, and that's where I met her. We were both, miming to our songs to a live audience, and I would say 13 years old. I mean, it was quite something. And I did loads for Radio Luxembourg as well at the time. That was quite a big thing. And I can actually remember, the first time I ever heard my record played on Radio Luxembourg with a little transistor radio in my ear about midnight one night. It came on. It was an incredible station.
It was. I remember listening to it as a boy in the 70s. Yeah, Emperor Roscoe and
all that.
Ollie Henry.
Yes. So I mean, it was so exciting, even if it was for such a brief period. And I didn't really do anything else until I was in my 20s. I mean, it's always something I always wanted to do, loved to do, but obviously I carried on with my school life.
Yeah, of course.
And I actually got married, and then I decided in my 20s, I had the bug, and I actually got on New Faces.
Faces. Yeah.
But of course, in the 70s, I was doing sort of the cabaret type, and it was really weird because it was like a parallel life, because it was at that time that I knew nothing about the success of Lost Summer Love up at Wigan, Northern Soul, the whole bit. I was in my 20s doing torch songs, cabaret songs. But I'd gone under my married name on TV, so of course nobody would ever have
coupled the two together. No,
I know, but that's life, isn't it?
Of course,
it obviously was not meant to be. And I carried on doing that sort of stuff through the 70s.
Yeah, I think didn't Lost Summer Love get a re-release in the 70s?
Well, yeah, but I didn't find any of this out until the 1988 to be precise.
Oh, right.
I knew nothing about anything that had gone on in the 70s. It was quite astounding that, I found out that in the late 70s it was released on Casino Classics label, and actually then sold thousands of copies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rightly so.
I know. It was like, what? I mean, the way I found out, I tell you, it was about 1988, and my friend, who's actually now my hubby, he used to read Blues and Soul magazine.
Yeah.
And he'd seen my name with my record listed as one of the all-time, top 10 records by a DJ from Warrington. And I said to him, don't be silly, But anyway, we started investigating. Yeah, it was little old me, so it's quite incredible. And it's on so many compilation albums now, all the tracks.
Yeah.
And I found all these DJs that knew nothing about me. I knew nothing about them. And I actually realised then that Northern Soul music was the music that I absolutely loved and I grew up to. So it was love all the way round, really.
Yeah, brilliant. Because, I mean, the good thing about it is that the thing for about Northern Soul for me is that each record leads you on to another record, and there's so many great tracks that just didn't get the promotion that they deserve, and if they had done, they would have been so big.
I know the amount of sort of stuff that we've heard now, artists and records, unbelievable. And I think it is so sad, isn't it? Because we're talking about really real music. We really are. I mean, Northern Soul music is the music as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I love it, and to be part of that scene is just unbelievable. I mean, I've had so many amazing experiences, since then. In fact, the first time that I was invited up to a big reunion by Kev Roberts up in. Oh gosh.
Yeah, Blackpool, was it?
No, Stoke.
Oh, Stoke, King's Hall.
For I think it was the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, King's Hall all night.
That's it. And I was there, and they said to me, we'd like you to go on stage, just sort of, sing along with your track. And
right.
Really? Yeah, you go. So I thought, yeah, sure, why not? I got up on that stage. Well, I could not. I thought somebody had actually walked on stage behind me because the adulation. I mean, it was unreal, honestly, and I was overwhelmed, and that was the start of it all, really.
Well, I mean, that's quite a common reaction because when they bring some of the Americans over who consider themselves to be long forgotten, the amount of them that are reduced to tears when they see the reaction they get from the audience.
I know, and I've spoken to lots of them now. Obviously, Dean Parrish is one of the main ones, but loads of others that I've met now along the way with similar stories to me. I think I'm probably one of the only British singers, though. I have to say, a lot of them, from America, but British. There's not many of us around that actually obviously still performing.
That's right, and
loving it.
You were performing at Skegness, which is how we met. Back in September. That was a great weekend, wasn't it?
Amazing, absolutely amazing. I mean, I think the crowds, especially up north, I have to say, are absolutely brilliant. I love it. I get such an incredible, reaction. The singing along, and I've sort of adopted long after tonight is all over. I love singing that track, and they're singing along with me, and it's just wonderful.
Tonight with you, for the first time, I have learned what my lips are for. And darling, now that I've kissed you, I am craving to kiss you more. Let me tell you, long after tonight is all over, long after tonight is all gone, I'll be yours forever and a day. Yours, come anything that may, you'll always be just everything to me. Here in my arms, when I hold you, I can feel that the world is mine. Don't go away, don't you leave me, or I'll cry till the end of time. Let me tell you, long after tonight is all over, long after tonight is all gone, I'll be yours. Come anything that may, I'm yours forever and a day. You'll always be just everything to me. Let me tell you, long after tonight is all over, long after it's all gone, I'll be yours forever and a day. Yours, come anything that may, you'll always be just everything to me. Long after tonight is all over, long after tonight is all gone, long after tonight is all over, when it's all over and done, long after.
That's it. I mean, a few years ago you brought out an LP, didn't you, of Northern Soul standards?
Yeah, I did. Well, I was again, advised by a lot of the jocks on the scene, saying, you should, cut a CD. And this was 2004. Pick out your favourites, pick out your anthems, and do it. And I did. And obviously, I loved it. Getting back into the studio again.
Lovely.
And now you can still find that Northern Soul Diva. It's actually still available.
Right. Is that available from your site or?
No, it's available on all the sites
Online, Amazon, etc.
etc.
Fantastic. All the usual places.
All the usual places. Yes. It's still going strong.
You are talking of still going strong. You are back in the recording studio, aren't you? You got a brand new single.
Oh, God.
Tell me about that. How did that come about?
Oh gosh. Well, that was from the year before in Skegness.
Right.
I knew I'd known Ian Levine for quite a few years, and he heard me live for the first time the year before I met you. So it was a couple of years ago. And last year he just sort of said to me, I want to record you. I said, oh, wow, yeah, great. Well, why not? And he wrote and produced 2 songs for me. I'm so proud of them. And it's another big moment in my life. A year ago, we were in the studio. And, I've got a new product out. And it's actually taken me 53 years for a follow-up single.
Bless you.
Yeah, I know.
And you co-wrote it as well, didn't you?
Sorry?
You co-wrote it?
Yes, I was responsible for some of the lyrics. Yep, indeed, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great song. I love it. Yeah, both sides, actually.
Yeah?
Double-sided.
So let's have a listen to the first of two great sides then. Brand new from Lorraine Silver. This is The Best Time of My Life.
In my heart, and I never wanna make a new start. Don't give me reason to declare it's a game. If you build me up, I'll shield from the pain. My friends, they want me all about it. I just refuse to ever doubt it. Till the rivers all run dry, my blue skies just keep going by. Who cares if people talk? When you're giving me the time of my life, the best time of my life. Who cares if shadows walk? When you're giving me the time of my life, the best time of my life. Of my life. My friends, they talk about me all around the town, but I never let them bring me back down. When snow, it doesn't matter no more, 'cause it's always summer inside my door. My temperature, it keeps on rising. Your sweet love's always so surprising. Till the mountains crumble down, my sweet man is always around. Who cares if people talk? When you're giving me the time of my life, the best time of my life. Who cares if shadows walk? When you're giving me the time of my life, the best time of my life. Of my life. Yeah, the time of my life. Let me share my happiness. Let me tell the world I'm blessed. If they said 1,000 times that you're no good, 1,000 times I know they're misunderstood. These words stop making all their honey. Your love's worth more than gold or money. Till the oceans disappear, all I care is that you'll be here. Who cares if people talk? When you're giving me the time of my life, the best time of my life. Who cares if shadows walk? When you're giving me the time of my life, the best time of my life. Of my life, the best time of my life. Who cares? The best time of my life. Shadows walk, the best time of my life.
Brand new music from Lorraine Silver then. That's The Best Time of My Life, available now. You're looking to do a UK tour next year.
Well, I'm basically touring all the time. Again, I am so lucky. I special guest with Angelo Starr and
Yeah.
the team, Edwin Starr's.
Bless him. Did you ever meet him? He was a lovely, lovely man.
Yeah, I met him quite a few times.
Yeah.
Great guy. His brother Angelo is phenomenal. He is such a showman, and he stepped into big boots to fill.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
oh my God, he fills them. There's nobody sitting down when he's on stage. The band are awesome. Original Edwin Starr band. And yeah, I do the first half of the show. I mean, it's fabulous. I love it. We've been doing it now for, I can't believe, maybe sort of 5 years.
Yeah.
And the dates keep coming in. And I had an amazing one a few weeks ago. I did one for Craig Charles up at the Lowry.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, really unbelievable. It was great. And I think we're waiting to hear if it's going to be picked up by BBC TV.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
How
we're
cool is
waiting
that?
to hear that. They were there, they were filming it. The whole
Lovely.
thing, with Odyssey and The Real Thing. Yep.
Good stuff. I mean, your first date of 2019 is going to be at Hunstanton, isn't it?
Yes. Start
that's-
again in February.
Yeah.
Not long now, yeah. February.
16th of February. I know it's not long, is it?
Yes, have you got all my dates there? It's actually on the website if anybody wants to know.
Right. Your web address, please.
It's www.lorrainesilver.com.
Fantastic.
Easy to remember, but there's quite a few up there, all over the country. So, loving it.
Great stuff. Lorraine, thanks so much for giving us your time. And we're going
you're
to play out now with your latest single.
Thank you. Lovely to talk to you.
Lovely. Thank you. So we'll play out then with the second of two great sides on a brand new 45 release from Lorraine Silver. This is Standing at the Intersection.
Wondering which way to turn, thinking when will my heart ever learn, keeping the wheels on the track. Honey, tell me, do I take you back, or do I